Okay, in this video we're going to see how to put on your t-shirt transfer, and what you'll need is a light colored shirt for your transfer that's clean, doesn't have any stuff on it. You'll need your transfer sheet, which your instructor should print out for you because your computer will not print out to the correct printer. We need to use an inkjet printer for these transfers, and these transfers are only good for light colored shirts. There's other types that are good for dark colored shirts, but the ones we're using are only good for the light colored shirts like the one I'm going to use. So if you notice, this transfer is backwards because when we put the sheet down it's going to be upside down, because on the back side there's a paper backing that's slightly blue in color that will peel off after we iron on this transfer. So before you get started, you'll want to have that transfer printed out, and you'll want your heat press turned on. So you'll want to turn on the heat press right here at the switch. You'll push that to the right, and you'll set this dial here to 400 degrees. There's a thermometer right here that will gradually increase as the heat press heats up. You're looking to get the heat press at about 400 degrees. Our heat press is already heated up, so what we're going to do is we're going to move our heat press over to the right side here, swing it out of the way, and there's a orange brownish looking foam pad that our shirt will go on. And if you're going to do more than one side of your shirt, start with the front and work from front to back, and then if there anything goes on the sleeves, we'll do that last, without pulling off the paper backing in between parts. What we want to do first is place our shirt down here on this foam pad, and we want to make sure it's perfectly flat, because when we put the transfer down, if it's not perfectly flat, it's not going to go on the shirt correctly and we're going to have wrinkles. What you'll want to do is take the heat press and pull down on the handle and push the heat press down real quickly onto the shirt. And that's going to get it perfectly flat up against that piece of foam. And once it's cooled down a few seconds, then you'll take your transfer sheet, and it should have that blue paper backing on it facing up. And if it's kind of hard to see your design through the paper, you'll want to hold it up to the light. You can kind of see it through here, and it is going the correct way, because when you lay these sheets down, you want to make sure your words or shapes, pictures are going the correct way. So you can hold the sheet up to the light to make sure everything is reading the correct way. So we'll put paper side up right where we want to put the design, and underneath the machine there's some brown paper, and you cover this with brown paper because the heat press is very hot. It'll scorch or burn the shirt. It'll make it brown. So by putting this paper in between the shirt and the heat press, it protects it from being burned. We'll swing our heat press back around, and now we'll set this timer for 30 seconds. And all you should have to do is press the start-stop button once, and it'll automatically go to 30 seconds. Use both hands on the handle and press down, and put some pressure down on the handle to push down and lock the handle in place. And then press the start-stop button and wait for 30 seconds until the timer beeps. Now what this does is put pressure on that heat transfer, and it heats up that transfer, and it makes it adhere to the shirt. It actually sort of makes it melt. And in that process of it being pushed, it goes into the fibers of the shirt. Once it's done, we'll turn off the timer, and we'll lift up the handle here, and we'll swing this back around. We'll take off our paper and set that aside, and then quickly get one of the corners of the transfer and pull it back. And if it doesn't look like it's sticking to the shirt, we may need to put it on for a little bit longer, like this is doing. If your shirt is brand new, they coat it with chemicals, starch,